As we look forward to the challenges ahead of us, we face some very real challenges. Indeed, you saw last year we had to make mid-year budget reductions of $341 million. We have $1.3 billion fewer dollars this year as we put together this year's budget as we continue to work hard to move our state forward even while we have to do more with less. And I know that there will be spirited debate in this chamber and in the Senate and in the committee rooms in the weeks ahead, and that is a good thing. We don't always have to agree. We won't always agree. But what is important is that we come together to work at the end after we have the debates, after we have the full discussion, after we argue. It is important that we come together to do what is best for Louisiana. The solutions won't be Republican solutions or Democratic solutions. They won't be administration solutions. They won't be legislative solutions. They need to be Louisiana solutions. Some of you, like me, are serving your first terms right here in this Capitol. Others of you have been in this legislature, have been in elected office for several years. Regardless of whether you're new or whether you're a veteran, we all ran for the same reason, to serve our state, to be servants. This is a time, these are challenging times that call for true leadership, that call for us to remember we were elected to serve the people, to make it easier for them to raise their families here. Now, the challenges we face are real. I shared with you some of the budget challenges we face this year. The challenges get even harder in the years ahead of us. We know in the next couple of years, the federal government will be reducing our Medicaid program by over $700 million a year due to a formula where they have calculated road home money and insurance payments as income. We will literally be losing over $700 million per year on top of the loss of stimulus funds, on top of the other drops in revenue over the next couple of years. And that is why it's so important as we work together to address the budget challenges that face us this year, we never lose sight of the fact that we must address the bigger challenges that await us. True leadership means not just looking for one-time, easy solutions, but rather addressing the fundamental challenges that confront us. It's not enough to kick this challenge down the road to await us next year or the year after that. I know that you want to do better than that, and we want to do better than that. There are no easy fixes. We can't tax, borrow, spend our way out of this. We're going to have to work hard together to do more with less. Towards that, we've proposed 5 budget reforms. And I won't go through each of them in detail. There'll be time to debate them in committee and hear them on the floors. But I will just briefly tell you why we think these are important. Working with many of you who've introduced, co-authored these pieces of legislation, first, we've asked for your help in streamlining civil service. We want to make sure we're rewarding employees based on performance, not just length of service. We want to do away with bumping, give our managers more flexibility as we ask them to do more with less. Secondly, we've asked you for help in changing the higher education formula. Obviously, we've got to work with the Board of Regents to do that, to make sure we're rewarding excellence and not encouraging duplicate programs. We can't be all things to all people. Third, we've asked for your help to reform the MFP formula as well. Every year you appropriate billions of dollars towards pre-K through 12 education, one of the most important investments we can make in the future of Louisiana, but every year you allocate extra dollars based on at-risk children, students taking technical courses, without a guarantee those dollars are actually going towards their intended purposes. We want to work with you to bring more transparency to that formula, make sure those dollars actually go to help the intended students, go to help the intended classrooms, deliver an excellent education for every student in Louisiana. Fourth, we also have asked you to help us set up a commission on streamlining government. We've had agencies that may have been created decades ago. We need to examine whether they continue to serve an important purpose, whether there's a more efficient way to deliver those services, whether it's consolidation, outsourcing, maybe even the elimination of duplicate programs. And then fifth and finally, and very importantly, like you, certainly we are very concerned that year after year, budget cuts fall disproportionately on higher education and health care. And so we're asking absolutely, we're asking for your help to reform the budget process. We're asking for your help. We know that there are literally billions of dollars that are protected either by statute or constitution. We're saying that every program should have to compete for taxpayer dollars. Dedications should be sunset so you have a chance to review their intended purpose and decide whether you want to renew those dedications. Every year they should have to report performance indicators so you can see the dollars are achieving their intended purpose, and importantly, during times of shortfalls. You should have greater flexibility to work with the administration to achieve savings every agency, every program across the board should have to compete for those resources so we don't continue to have to go to higher education and healthcare, two areas we need to be investing in to continue to move our state forward. Now, there are going to be other initiatives and other matters will be debated in this chamber and the Senate as well. I look forward to a good session, a productive session. The challenge in front of us is this. For the last year, we've outperformed the national economy. For the last year, we've done better than the Southern economy. It is important, even as we do more with less, even as we reduce spending coming out of Baton Rouge, we continue to move our state forward. For that reason, we've asked for your support on a number of initiatives. We're supporting many pieces of legislation co-authored by many members in these two bodies. For example, we want to make our streets safer for our children by cracking down on drunk drivers, increasing the penalties for those who refuse to take the breathalyzer, or those that are repeat offenders. We're asking for your help to continue to make it even safer for our children in this state by closing the loopholes on the background checks for those employees that work at DSS, closing some of the loopholes when it comes to our daycare facilities. We're asking for your help as well to reduce the recidivism rate in our prisons. Every year, we arrest 15,000 people in this state. Every year, we release 15,000 people back in our society. About 11,000 of those prisoners are coming from parish prisons. And it is so important that we give those prisoners the education, the training, the treatments they need to become productive citizens, become tax-paying citizens of this great state. Our re-arrest rate is 50% within the first 5 years after they're released. We have the second highest per capita incarceration rate in the country. We've proposed pilot programs in Shreveport and Southeast Louisiana to help reduce those recidivism rates by providing the education, the training, the services before prisoners are released back into our general population. We also need your help to reduce the dropout rate in our high schools. 13,600 students dropped out of Louisiana's high schools last year. Another 3,000 students dropped out of our middle schools. That is simply unacceptable. Our state cannot realize its full potential until our people realize their full potential. Every student must be encouraged to complete their high school education and continue their studies. Here in Louisiana, 2/3 of our high school students graduate on time, and only 6% of our at-risk students complete a GED when put in that track. Yet we know there are programs that work. Jobs for America's graduates, over 90% of their high school students graduate on time. Over half of their at-risk students complete their GED. What that tells us is that we can take proven models. We've started in 14 school districts. We need your help to expand these programs. And the bottom line is to provide work-ready certificates, training, internships to link our students' education to their career futures. We're supporting several other bills as well to reform education and healthcare and to continue to move our state forward. Yes, this will be a session dominated by debates about the budget and how to do more with less, but at the same time, we must continue to move our state forward. We don't have a moment to spare. We don't have a citizen to spare when it comes to moving our state to its full potential. Remember what we said just 15 months ago. We are committed to creating a new Louisiana. A new Louisiana where our children and grandchildren pursue their dreams here. Now, the skeptics may wonder whether we can do this. We know we can do this. You have shown by working with us over these last 15 months, we can prove the skeptics and the cynics wrong. You know, I'll close with a refrain that we championed during the campaign. And it's pretty simple. People ask us, can we really create this new Louisiana? Can we really maintain this progress? Can we really bring our children back home? And I tell them, absolutely. Because I know this. We can change, we must change, and we will change. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the great state of Louisiana.